Hey folks, Nas here. Got another episode of Medieval Dynasty for you. Been out trying to gain a little bit of money back after, purchasing the sheep and the goat and things like that. And, not actually purchasing the sheep and the goat. Purchasing the schematics for the backpack and the wooden stool and the pouch. Where were those at? Those are going to be under crafting, sewing, 3. Yeah, so purchasing the large backpack and the pouch and the different patterns and stuff that I'd purchased last time dropped down from like 20,000 or something like that down to 17, which I know is still quite a bit, but really, if you look at it, it's really not a whole lot. But what I'd like to do is, I think we're going to need at least one more sheep for now, which they're not here. Oh wait, is this him? No, that's the goat. Not sure the goat was a great purchase because, I mean, we get the milk, but I don't know that we're really doing much with the milk, but I may use it to make some of the items in the tavern or something. But I want to be able to make those lanterns, the new lanterns. Now, granted, I went around and I placed a bunch of torches around town, but I'd like to be able to make the lanterns. And the one thing that I was lacking was the, the wool fabric or something? Let's see, lanterns. The wool thread. So I'm lacking the wool thread to really produce any. Now, granted, I have some wool thread, I think, because it takes like 10 wool or something to make one thread. Let's see what I've got in here. I'm collecting limestone now, so I went and put up an not an expedition shed. What's the excavation shed? So there's the wool. So that's coming off of the one sheep that we have, and I've actually gone out and sheared the sheep myself a few times. So we've got 2 wool thread since I purchased that sheep and started doing the wool thread. I think it was the last episode I may have done that. The episode before last or something. But anyway, I think we need to up our production of wool. So in management, scroll down to the fold. We can see, I can't adjust how much is being produced, but you can see we're producing, so it takes just over 3 hours to produce one wool. It's like, and of course the bucket of milk, it takes almost all day to produce a complete bucket of milk. So I'm not sure at how efficient those are going to be, but we need the wool for the lanterns, and I want the lanterns in town. So I'm not going to do anything else with goats. I don't know that I'm really going to do anything with milk at this point, because I think the production of milk is not great, actually. So it almost seems like a useless item to have at this point in time. Now, they may add something later on that makes milk absolutely fabulous, but in the meantime, I don't have to have flatbread or anything like that, which if we look at the tavern, scroll down here to the tavern. Now, I've only got the tavern 2. I haven't gotten the tavern 3 yet. I might be able to upgrade to it. I haven't checked yet. Not too concerned about it. You can see I've got them working on stew. That's the only thing I've got them working on. Now, granted, they can do the meat and stuff like that, but I've stopped the roasted meat, and I've got the hunting lodge making salted meat. So that way they should be... Oh, they're not even producing the right. That's fine. They can. I got so much doggone raw meat. It's crazy. I've even cut out down to one hunter, and I've lowered his meat production. And I've still got a ton of meat. Like, we'll never go through it all before it starts to rot, which is, I guess, okay, because rot will be turned into fertilizer, but I've got a ton of rot already. So, and I don't really need the fertilizer because I'm not doing anything myself. I'm having the NPCs doing it. But anyway, I wanted to look at this flatbread. So, flatbread takes 3 flour and 3 buckets of water. It doesn't even require milk. That doesn't take any of that. bucket of water, bucket of water. Is there anything in here? Water, bucket of 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 water. So nothing takes milk. So basically I spent the money on that goat for nothing at this point. I'm imagining that somewhere down the line they'll implement milk into some recipes or something, but as it sits, you do buckets of water. Now, I don't know, can we craft a bucket ourselves? Like, where would that be? I think we can craft a bucket. These are all the stools and tables and stuff. I know it's not in there. It's not in traps. Well, let's see if it's here. There's a bucket right there. Basket, ladle, spoon, bowl, cup. Now, that's clearly a bucket right there. Wicker and wooden. So what about over here? Wooden tools? Oh, there it is right there. Now that doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the bucket is in here and not over here. It's actually the same symbol from here to here. Something tells me they're going to change that. So anyway, the bucket, I don't have the pattern or the schematic for it, but you can see the bucket also takes wool thread and linen thread plus 2 logs to make. So, I mean, potentially I could have somebody making buckets, but the NPCs I don't think will collect water. So I would have to go and actually collect the water in the buckets, put them back in the food thing, and that's not how I want to be running my town. I don't want to be the gopher guy running down to the river to get milk every time, or running down to the river to get water, not milk, every time they need water. So the goat's basically getting a free ride. I paid, I don't know, what, 3,500 coin or something for the goat. He's pretty much going to be getting a free ride, and that's just it. So we need to have more sheep so we can produce more wool. Yeah, this guy here. Now he's eating the grass. It would be nice if he ate those ferns so they were, cut down or something. That'd be great. Make himself a little useful. But anyway, so we need more wool. And then also we learned with this new update that the iron arrows now take feathers, which I think we all kind of expected that to come down the line anyway. However, I have 347 feathers. So we're producing a decent amount of feathers, and I haven't seen this number dropping very much at all. Matter of fact, I believe it's gone up since the update. So what I did is I actually upped my production, of the feathers in the hunting lodge. So the hunting lodge here, feathers. So I actually upped my production to 30%. And you can see I did have this at 80%. I dropped it all the way down to 30. And then, of course, I adjusted. I came up with the fur. Now that they introduced some fur items that's useful and stuff. So I'm gathering a little bit of fur. I actually paused the salted meat. I need to unpause that, I think. I'll figure out the meat later. I got so much meat. I almost don't care what happens to the meat right now. It's just, here we got 226 there, we got 162 there, we got 58 and 58, 67, 62, 232, 223. I've got a ton of meat. That's fixed to go bad before they can ever use any of the other. It'll probably go bad before they use all of that. And even then, the roasted meat, I got 46, 39, 7, and of course we get down to the salted meat. Now I stopped production. We got 5, 7, and 7 on that. And then we come down here to the stews, because I have them making stew in the tavern. Mainly because I'm trying to just consolidate how many different items we have in here. Because we just keep adding more and more items, then I have to scroll that much farther to reach what I'm wanting to reach. But the stew, So like we have this stew here, it's 62%. Now I've been grabbing from this stack here. And of course, I believe they grab from this stack as well. So, but we've got 8 and 26 and 27 and 24. So there's a decent amount of, there's a text from my wife. There's a decent amount of stew here. So I don't think we're going to be running out of food anytime soon. I don't think I have to worry about that at all. Now I was having them make flour for a time bit, but I stopped that because I realized I'm not really going to be getting into a lot of the foods in the tavern. Now, what I probably will do is, depending on whether I can up the production of the stew or not, I may start selling a little bit of stew. So like this one here, I could go and I could take that 26 and take that, and I could take some simple bags, which I've already been selling. I had 139 to start with, and I went and wiped out 3 vendors, and got back up to 21,000 coin and stuff, so we can go and get sheep. But I'm going to figure out the food. It's just kind of a work in progress for sure. And then I want to build the chicken coop, or whatever the heck that thing is called. Let's see, it's probably going to be here. Hen house. Yeah, so that's the hen house. That's going to house chickens. Yes. So I don't know whether the chickens or the geese would produce more feathers or not. But I want to, before I actually do the hen house or the goose house, whichever one, before I do that, I want to see how my gatherers are going to be able to keep up with the feather production from the hunting lodge. Because it may actually be more beneficial to put up another hunting lodge if I needed to put more people on that, rather than doing a goose or a hen house. Because at this point, you don't do anything with milk. I'm not doing anything with eggs, so I don't need eggs. Now maybe later on down the line, I might get into something like that, but as it sits, I don't think I will at this point in time. Pigsty, I'm probably not going to get into pigs. I don't necessarily, they provide manure, but I don't need the manure provided. Shoot, I got rot in here as it sits. Heck, there's 2,000 rot sitting on the floor. Can't do anything with it. I don't do my own farming, so I don't need that. Yeah, see, there's buckets of milk, right? I don't know, there's 5 buckets of milk, and I'm not doing anything with it. Obviously, I'll probably maybe drink it because it provides food and water. Actually, that's not too bad because it provides both. But still, that's probably all I'll use it for is myself. Maybe, what's the weight on that? Let's check the weight on that. So it's 0.8 for 1. What's this here? Well, see, this here is still lighter, right? 0.8? Yeah, because there's 3 of those. This is like, I don't know, 3 into 16. What is that for? So maybe 4.75 or something like that. 5 something. 0.5 something. But regardless, the stew is still lighter to carry, and I don't know that you're ever too far away from a water supply on the map. You're no matter where you're at on the map, there's a water supply within running distance all over the map. It's not like you're going to be, it's not like you're way up here and there's no water supply until you reach this big river. So there's always water somewhere to where you can go and get a drink. Granted, I guess if you let your thirst get so low that you can't make it, from like the top of this mountain down to that pond or something, then that's kind of on you, kind of a thing. I'm not sure. But this new update, which it's an awesome update. I'm so glad that they did this update and added the outdoor lighting, the backpacks. They added so many things into the game that are awesome. But I guess the only issue is us as a player have gotten used to what was in the game before, and now we have to adjust to some new things. And that's all this is. And I'm just processing it myself and figuring out what I have to do to accommodate my gameplay and how I want to play the game. I'm not necessarily... I would love to try everything in the game if I can, but that's not what I'm doing. I want to play the game to enjoy the game, and then also bring that content to you as the viewer about, my town and my adventure in surviving the medieval dynasty and growing my dynasty and everything. So anyway, let us head off to... where was that at? I think it was Baranica. I think this one right here. I think they sell sheep there. So let's go up and get some sheep. One, if not one, we're going to get two. I am so sorry. That was rude. I am so sorry. What am I doing? Food. I want food. Okay. They changed that too. So I'm assuming I could probably change it in the key bindings, but it used to be I could hit tab. Well, it did it that time. Why did it do it that time? I usually hit tab and it brings up the inventory, but lately it's been bringing up whatever my last window was. So like if I go to management and I escape out of that, if I hit tab again, see, it brings up my management tab. And can I see it? So that's escape, tab, and it brings that up. If I tab out of it and tab back into it, yep, it still opens it. Okay, so it used to bring up my inventory page each time. And I would go from my inventory page and I would literally click on what I wanted to. But now it's like tab opens up whatever your last page was open. I'm not sure why they changed that, but they did. So I'm just something I have to get used to. But I was opening my map, right? We're going to Baranica. There we go. Okay, so let's head over to Baranica and see if we can pick up a couple more sheep and see if we can up our wool production. So I will see you folks in just a moment. Alrighty folks, we are coming up here on Baranica, and I think I've already wiped these vendors out. I think I did that just earlier. Yeah, see, he's only got 2. But see, like wool is 16 coin per wool. I don't know that I want to spend that to be making lanterns all through my village. But let's go back here where their sheep are. It's interesting that you actually go and purchase the sheep at the sheep, not at the vendor. It's like, who takes the money for the sheep? So we got 3 sheep. Yeah, they're all the same price. Alrighty, so first off, let's do a quick save. Just tab in. So what is our production on the wool? Go to fold. Production on the wool is 0.3 an hour. So I'm assuming if I get another sheep, it would be 0.6 an hour. And then if I get a third sheep, it would be 0.9 an hour. So at least if I get 2 sheep, we'd be close to having at least 1 wool an hour. But I can have, let me show you here. I can have a total of 12 animals. You see it right down in here. I can have a total of 12 animals in that one fold. So if I make some more money, I can actually come back and buy more sheep as well. And our production of animal food seems to be fine as well. So even with the 2 animals, my production is actually going up. My supply is going up instead of down. So I'm clearly making more food than they're eating. So that's good. And I've got 21,000 gold. So let's actually buy 2 more sheep. So we'll buy that one. Place him in the fold, yes. 3,000 coin, there we go. So let's go close that out. Let's open back up. Let's go to the fold. Let's see what our production is now. Fold. Yes, so it did double, so it's 0.6. So let's get another sheep. You know what? I may buy... Oh, do I want to buy all 3 of them? I know I want to buy this next one. There we go, 3,000 coin. Should be able to go down to the fold. Hit production. Oh, it's not going to show me yet. Let me exit out of that. We'll go back in. Go down to the fold. Oh, you know what? They're probably not producing anything because I think that one just laid down in front of me. Yep. It's quitting time for the sheep. Wow, you guys all just... There they go. Quitting time is quitting time, I guess. Okay, so we know that it goes up by... Where'd you come from? We know that it goes up by 0.3 per sheep, according to the worker that I have in there. Now, I think he is the highest worker I have to work in the folds, and he's only a level 3. And I can only put 1 person in the fold. And as far as I know, there's not an upgrade building for the fold, like there's not a fold 2 or a fold 3. So it's just a matter of increasing the sheep that we put in the fold. And I'm currently down to 15,000 gold. I think I'm actually going to buy this last sheep and put him also in the fold. So we'll have 4 sheep in the fold. That sheep just disappears. That's great. There's the fold. So there's 1, we got the goat, there's 2 sheep, 3 sheep, 4 sheep. Okay, so we got 4 sheep in there now. And Frederick, he's got a skill of 3. So now we're producing 1.2 wool an hour. So at least we're producing more wool now. And then maybe in a few days we can actually start adding some of those lanterns. Because I believe I've got everything else. I've got the iron going and everything to make them and stuff. And then I also had mentioned earlier I had built an excavation shed. Now I put the excavation shed for gathering limestone because you can't use daub on the stone on houses. You have to use limestone. Daub can only be used on the wood on the houses. And that's during upgrade. Now I don't know about repair. I've seen a couple of posts to where repair you can still use daub, but I don't know if they're changing that or not. I'm assuming they will probably change that to where upgrades to stone will still require limestone and upgrades to daubed wood structures will require daub. But I don't know. I haven't verified that myself to know for sure. But we were talking about the excavation shed. So this one, okay, so that's the clay deposit one right there. I put this one, this is right outside the mine, because it used to be you got limestone from the caves. And so after the last episode where we built the house, I was going to go out and I was going to personally mine some limestone. So I went to the cave system that is up here, because it's just close for me rather than running all the way up here. So I went to this one over here and I mined, I don't know, 20, 25 nodes of the stone on the inside of the cave, and it was never getting limestone. I kept getting the salt and the rock and the iron, and I'm like, okay, what the heck? I actually had to go on the Discord and ask, because I haven't seen that they changed where you get limestone from. But I knew you could get it from the excavation shed, But the excavation shed even states that it needs to be outside the cave. Unless you're, getting the... sorry, my phone is ringing. Turn that off. Unless you're getting the clay deposits. And then you go out and you put it near the clay deposits. Well, apparently they changed. And you have to get the limestone from stone deposits just out in the world. See if I can find one here. Nope, not the mossy stuff. May have to go down here. There's a creek down here. But anyway, you would find these little stone outcroppings around on the ground. There'll probably be some. Yeah, there should be some right here. So here it says rock and pickaxe required. So they have rock. So it used to be stone, used to be called rock, and then they changed rock to stone. Well, now they keep the word rock for this particular outcropping that requires a pick. Well, these are what you get limestone out of. So you get stone and limestone out of these deposits, or out of these outcroppings. And they're, usually along the creeks and stuff, but you can find them, up on the hill, like that right there. So I've had to go out and mine those. However, there is also that rock deposit. I know it's getting dark, but I want to go show you this. Let me grab a drink of water. But if we go to the cave, let's run up here to the cave real quick. I should have looked to see how much animal feed we had. I was just thinking about that. I've literally quadrupled the amount of animals I have. Apparently I'm dirty. So I don't know. I might have to watch the animal feed to make sure that we're still okay on that. I don't want those guys to starve after I just spent 9,000 coin. All right, there it is. So outside the cave here, you have rock deposits. But inside the cave, you can see that I've already hit these. Let me pull out my torch here. You can see that I've already mined these deposits here. Let's find one that I haven't hit. Yeah, here's one. Now that says stone deposit. So from stone deposit, you get stone, iron, and salt, apparently. But you only get stone and limestone from rock deposits. Now, I did come over here and I was mining these rock deposits outside the cave, but I wasn't getting limestone. I didn't get limestone until I started. Matter of fact, there's some extra stone there because I just literally brought it outside and dropped it on the ground. Can I pick all of it up? Oh, yeah, good. Take those back to the village. Put them in the resource storage. So I didn't start getting limestone until I came over here to the creek and found these rock deposits. I don't think I have my pick on me. I don't. Do I? Keep hitting all the wrong buttons. No, I don't. But on these rock deposits here is where you start getting the limestone. And from what I've noticed, you only get 1 to 2 limestone pieces off of each deposit. Now this may be, this right here may be one deposit, and then you come over here and that may be one deposit, and then you come up here and this may be one deposit, or sometimes this whole thing is a deposit. So it's hard to tell. But then you can come over here. There's one there. There's one there. One there. So they seem to be along the creeks more than anything. Like the water has washed them out and exposed them and stuff. But that's where you're going to get your limestone from if you didn't already know that. Which I didn't, and that's why I'm sharing it now, because I just learned it. So I don't know when that was implemented in the game. Because like I had said before, I wasn't actually producing limestone or collecting limestone, because before this last update, it wasn't useful. But anyway, let's head back. So we've got the sheep. I'm heading the wrong way because I'm running into Baranica now. So I've got the sheep for that. We can go back. It's going to be a season change when I sleep. I want to see how much food they're eating. What is my animal food production? Whoops. That's going to be from the barn. It's not going to tell me my production, is it? Because everybody's not working. You can see I've actually removed people from here and put them other places, trying to feel out how I'm going to make money. So see, I've got the animal feed down to 5%, and it was actually going up from what I had. So I may have to increase that a little bit now that we've got 3 more sheep. Matter of fact, I'm pretty positive we'll have to. But I'm only going to up it by like 5%. Because I just want to make sure that it's not going to continue to drop. I'd rather it increase ever so slightly than drop. Because I can easily sell extra animal feed if I start collecting too much. Where on earth am I going? I'm too busy. You can tell I can't multitask. I'm too busy talking and not paying attention where I'm running, staring at this torch on my screen. But anyway, the update is pretty doggone cool. I am enjoying it. There's supposed to be, I've been reading a little bit, there's supposed to be these events or something that now pop up and stuff, but I don't know if I will be able to experience those events because I haven't restarted the game. I don't know if you have to do that from a complete restart and you get to choose whether you do the events or not. I haven't really checked into that a whole lot. But I know that there are, some people that are like completely restarting the game and everything from scratch. And I don't want to do that if I don't have to yet. This is a series that I want to kind of keep going a little bit. I don't want to just stop this series and start the series all over again just because of one update. Because if that was the case, we'd be restarting on every update. Light the fire. Godfrey's in bed. Is my wife in bed? Yep, there she is. Huberta. The lighting in town. I'm loving the lighting in town. Absolutely loving it. Okay, let's see. Where is the animal feed? Is the animal feed going to be in here? I don't think so. No. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to start increasing the amount of flax crop and wheat crop because those are always good, reliable sources of income. What am I looking for? Animal feed. So there's 96 animal feed. And I want to say that they produced maybe 10 today, it looks like. Because I think I was at 86 right before I started the video. And you can see my feathers there. I think that went up because I want to say that we were at 347 or something. My firewood is gradually going up. Now, I've got the firewood set to where it does gradually increase through the warmer months. That way we have a stockpile when it comes wintertime and I don't take a chance on running out. So that should fluctuate in that manner each year. So the firewood supply will go up, but it would also drop in the wintertime. I'm just trying to fine tune it to see how much it goes up and how much it drops. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to take care of some of this firewood because I have a lot of firewood over here. There it was right there. So I've got 2,540 firewood just in that one piece. And then I've got a bunch of little B8s and 6s and stuff because I was trying to make this corner look cool with split firewood ready for the winter season. But it doesn't stack the way I kind of want it to. The stuff kind of starts settling together. So it doesn't like stack in a big pile. So it'll be just a little pile on the floor like that. But anyway, and then I started doing the rocks over here. I figured maybe I'll try and lay out some planks on this area here and stuff. But I don't know, just trying to utilize some of these little corners and stuff. It just seemed a little funny coming in here, and the only thing you're utilizing was this little chest on the wall here, and it's like, okay, well, why do we have this big building if all we need is that chest? You know, but so I take a lot of the excess stuff out, I throw it over in the corner in little pieces if I can. You know, we got a little iron built up right there, which the iron I would like to keep in the chest because the NPCs pull from the chest, but like these rocks, I don't have it making anything that requires stone. The firewood they can't pull from here. You know, it would be nice, I don't know, it would kind of be nice if the, what am I trying to say? If the NPCs would pull from anything that is inside this building, not just inside this chest. That would be kind of cool. And then, yeah, you can have all this extra crap just laying on the floor, but it doesn't encumber the weight of the chest. Yeah, see, I'm within 230 or something on the weight on this thing. Now the clay, I've stopped production of daub, but I haven't noticed my clay going up. Okay, that could be a problem. I'll have to try and figure that out. Because normally I've got like, I don't know, 60, 80 clay in here at a time. And I have 0, but I'm almost positive I stopped the production of daub because everything is daubed in town. And I don't need it until repair. Management. Where do you make daub? I think that's in the barn. I took it down to 10%. Okay, so I got that. But the clay was what I was looking at. Duh. Come on, let's figure this out. Clay, see, clay's at 50%. I should be producing quite a bit of clay. But I've got... Let's take this back down. And we're going to take this one back up. Because I don't want to run out of clay. But we're going to check this other one here. So we got that one on 100% limestone. And then we get rocks and salt from the mine. There. I got salt down to nothing. Okay, well I can't do that. Let's take those back a little bit, bring salt up just a little bit. That way I'm bringing in a little bit of salt because I want the hunting lodge making that salted meat for the stew. So that way I'm actually utilizing the salt that's coming in, I'm utilizing the meat that's coming in, and utilizing the salted meat to make the stew and the carrots because I got a crop of carrots out there, so... I'm sorry, my dog is barking. But anyway, so the main thing that I wanted to do in this episode was get some extra sheep so we could up our production of wool, which we did. So now we got 4 sheep in here, so that should be good. Let's see, I keep my shears in here. So let's get the shears out real quick and let's actually shear these guys. I've got to get used to those buttons. 4. Let's go over here. Can I not shear them while they're sleeping? Really? This would be the best time to shear them. Can I do it? No, I can't even squat. Like, I can't shear them at all unless they're, like, working? Oh, my gosh. Okay, so, yeah. Alright, I will have to do that in a later episode. I was just going to shear them while I was recording, but we're not going to mess with that right now. Anyway, I think we're going to cut the video there. And we will come back and we will visit all of this stuff in the next episode. I'm toying with different items to either produce and sell or gather and sell. Some being the linen thread. You can see I've got almost 1,000 flax stock. I'm actually going to probably sit down and do half of that or even more, because it takes them a long time to make that thread, linen thread. But anyway, I feel like I'm sorry. I feel like I've ranted a lot. I don't mean to rant. It's just that I'm trying to get used to a lot of these different. The updates have changed quite a bit of the things in. Oh, we're going to the next season. Auto save. Okay, well, I guess I'll put that away. Oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can go shear those sheep real quick. I may have talked long enough to where we can go do that. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to get the events. The update has changed quite a bit of things in the game and everything. So can I shear this sheep? Oh, no. Alright, dog's going nuts and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to cut the video there. We'll visit all this stuff in the next episode. I apologize if I ranted too much, but it's just things I wanted to cover and everything. And you folks take care, and happy hunting.